So now let's go over 4 quick stats about internet leads. 44% of agents give up after one follow-up attempt. 92% of agents give up after the 4th try. 60% of leads say no 4 times before they say yes. And on average, online real estate leads take about 6 to 24 months to convert. They do take a while. So knowing all that, I knew we needed an accountability system and using a CRM as leverage to deliver that. So we use what I call the CAN system, client, active, nurture. So hot, warm, cold, basically. It's not rocket science. It's relatively simple, but we have a system, the CAN system, to follow up these leads to make sure we have a proven process to convert them, because they're worthless if you don't convert them. And the system does 3 things. It has automated follow-up, accountability to have manual follow-up, because as good as ChatGPT is, you still need a little human interaction. Did you see the football game yesterday or the baseball game, right? That's so they know it's a human being. And the ability to predict your income, which is personally my favorite part, especially as a numbers nerd. So what we do with this is you're trying to get a pulse when you have a lead. What is a pulse? It's when they respond. So when you get a lead through your manual, automated, whatever it is, texting, emailing, calling, whatever you do, you're trying to get a response from that person to see if they have a heartbeat, right? If they put in fake info or not. Do they have a pulse? So if they do not have a pulse, they go as a new lead in our pipeline. New leads have obviously manual follow-up and automated follow-up for us. There's 3 stages of a new lead. There's the new period, there's 3 stages. All right, let me slow down. There's 3 stages. There's the new period, the hot period, and the stale period, which I'm about to break down, but I'm excited. I'm going so fast. So this is for manual follow-up, what we have set. Now, all of these reminders, the call, text, manually, go right into the dashboard. You click on it, and there's your log of people you got to manually follow up with. You can actually click the start button, and it'll kind of just burn through it one at a time, because we like to work things in bulk, really, and quickly and efficiently. So when it's new, the new period of that new lead is speedily. You've got to get to there as quickly as you can. So we have that first call as quickly as possible, hopefully in the first minute. Hot period is over the next 10 days. So obviously we had the stats about 4 follow-ups. You can see we have those 4 follow-ups set there over that hot period of 10 days. The lead is still hot for the first 10 days. Then after that, it's stale. So after that, we're every 30 days, we're manually calling or texting these leads. So this is just, again, accountability to remind yourself, because you think you'll follow up that much, but once you need to work a lot of leads, 33 to get 1 sale, right? So you need 100 a month to get 3 sales. That's hard to stay accountable to. It's hard to track that. So this is just a system to stay in touch manually. Now, of course, there's automated follow-up as well, and that just goes on forever. We've got all kinds of templates in there for that. Now, if they do have a pulse, if they responded to you and you know it's a human being, we put them into one of 3 buckets. Client is a for sure sale, 100% going to buy or sell, and you know it'll be with you. Active, you detect that they're going to do something, buy or sell. You're just not 100% sure. You've got them locked up with you. They're scared. You're scared they might fly away. Nurture is a shot in the dark. Really, they're just browsing or just considering selling. They might be looking for a family member or friend. They're just there. That's what they are. So basically, it's hot, warm, cold. But we just call it client active nurture, because I like to call it CAN, because I like to name stuff. It's fun. So let's talk about clients, the for sure sales. What does that look like? So we have a manual follow-up of every 14 days. So when we mark somebody or client in our system, every 14 days, it's going to trigger a reminder for us to text or call or a task, whatever. And our automated campaign is process explainers. How do inspections work? What are mortgage types? What about the appraisals or repairs that might be needed through them? Escrow money or hand money deposit. Now for active, we're going to follow up once every 7 days. We're going to follow up more than our clients, because we think we got our clients locked up, but we still have the accountability to there to stay in touch. Actives, we need to pull over. So we need to be more aggressive. So it's once every week, we're going to manually touch base with them. And then we have questions on the process for the automated campaign here. It's, did you want to change your criteria? Did you have any questions on this or that? Stuff like that. Now, nurture, they're just browsing, just looking. We're going to follow up with them once every 30 days manually. And our automated campaign here is just trying to spark a conversation. I've got some great homes in this neighborhood. Would you like me to send them to you? We're trying to continue that conversation so that if they do have a magic moment where they flip and decide to take action, that we're having that deeper conversation with them when they change. So another big problem in real estate, though, is the very slow gratification of the business. It's a very slow gratification process. And like we said, on average, online real estate leads take about 6 to 24 months to convert. So I started checking what I call real conversion rate versus future conversion rate to get a belief in the process and to continue to push through. So quick example of what I mean. Real is very simple. If it's sold or under contract, it's into your real conversion rate. It's counted as real because it really happened. If it's marked client and active, if you do consistently put it into these buckets, we count for that future conversion rate. We add it to the real, and we count the clients as 100% sale, and we count the actives as a quarter sale because we think 25% of them will work out. We used to just do it that way. We now in our CRM actually also count the nurtures and new leads at the 3% standard conversion rate too. So a little case study. This was back in, I think, 2018. I had an agent partner who got more belief in the internet leads she was working early on because of this system. So 3 months in, she was 3 months in, we pulled this from our ugly spreadsheet that we used to have. Now it's all nice and tidy in our system, but we used to just run this all in spreadsheets. We do the math. But her real conversion rate, she had one sale. It was in the high sale. It was 6,000 GCI to her. So 6,000 over 3 months, $2,000 a month. And she had a ton of leads. I think it was like 41 leads or something like that. So, which is funny, right? 1 out of 33. Anyway, she didn't have much belief in the process, making $2,000 a month, getting into this lead generate, getting into real estate. She was newer. It's like, oh, I'm not that excited. But when we did the math on the future and we coupled in the clients and actives that she categorized when she got a pulse from them, we saw there was more meat on the bone. She saw the 45 grand number was in the pipeline. So that showed her that she could be on a 15 grand a month pace if she continues with that belief in the process and goes further. So she did. So let's fast forward to 9 months. At 9 months, she had 90K sold. 90K, 10 grand a month. That was real because she had belief to push on. But then she still has meat on the bone. It's 127 when you do the math with the actives and clients as well. So she's not at her optimal conversion rate, but we never would have got here because she would have gave up like most agents I talk to do with a lot of lead generation strategies because there's no predictability and no belief to continue to push further. It's hard to push further without that check coming in, and this helps that. It's not as good as the check coming in, but it helps that because it shows you what's in the tank. So the CAN system tells us who to follow up with and when. It gives us key performance indicators to drive predictability in our business. And it also gives us clarity into our database and different lead sources. We could see one lead source may be performing good now, but doesn't have as much on the bone, whereas another one may not be performing as great today, but it's got a lot of potential, right? So it can help us make some good decisions based on which lead sources are and how they're performing. So like I said, we used to do that all manually. God, I can't even tell you how miserable it was. We've had it in every CRM you can think of. I've had that client active nurture system. This is really how we converted a lot of the Zillow leads prior to even doing this. So now it's all done in our platform, Cheat Code Connector. It's all done. So what happens is our agents literally just get a text when they get any lead from any source or they input any lead into our system. It auto texts our agent and it says, is it a buyer, new lead, nurture active client? Is it a seller, new lead, nurture active client, or is it not a lead? They click that link and it starts everything. Once they click that link, it adds that predictability based on, it'll take the average commission and figure out what that should be based on each stage, the conversion chances. It's funny how accurate it is. I know because I run it with my team every day. And it puts them into the pipeline, starts the automations, does all that. And then you can come to this visual pipeline and click and drag people to different statuses. You can see your pipeline in front of you. That was one of the most surprising changes for us was when we had this visual pipeline here, we were really able to see an agent's pipeline of their future business, or what's going on. And then when you added the predictability in the math there, and you just put it all in automatically for the agents, it gave them like incentive when they saw, 20 grand in their nurture category, they would go call their nurture leads because they saw that, it did the math for them. So we spent months building this system out. Also, that really, you or our agents could just plug